Hey guys, welcome back to the finale of Far Cry 5. We're gonna get out here. So it's all been leading to this. Apparently we've lost our guns, but it's all been leading to this. Even my companions left me. We've taken down all of the other Seed family members. We've taken down the cult at every opportunity. And we're back here where it all began. To take down Joseph Seed. Walking in the same way we did the first time, except this time we are walking out with him and we are taking him to jail, or we're putting a bullet in him and we're putting him in the ground. So let's finish this.
When the Lamb broke the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of the martyrs, slain because of the word of God. You made martyrs of my family, and I am prepared to do the same to yours.
What? He brainwashed all our friends. Weedy and Tracy and...
But God...
Heck, that's just everybody.
is watching us. And he will judge us on what we choose in this moment. I told you that we were living in a world on the brink, where every slight, every injustice, where every choice reveals our sins. And where have those sins led us? Where have those sins led you? Your friends have been taken and tortured. And it's your fault. Countless people have been killed, and it is your fault. The world is on fire, and it's your fault. Was it worth it? Was it? When are you gonna realize that every problem cannot be solved with a bullet? When you first came here, I gave you the choice to walk away. You chose not to. In the face of God, I'm making you that offer one last time. You put down your guns. And you take your friends. You leave me my flock. And you go in peace.
Go in peace. You're fucking insane.
Is he? We never should have been here in the first place. You know what to do, Rook.
All these people standing behind me, no matter how brainwashed, stood against him and would not want him to win.
God is watching.
I can't walk away. Not now. Not after all that's happened. Resist.
Every slight, every injustice, and every choice reveals our sin. John was wrong. Your sin is not wrath. You'd rather watch the world suffer and burn than swallow your pride. And the Lamb broke the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. And the sun became black.
What is going on?
Bones unto blood. Your friends now see the truth. They welcome Eden
Oh, wow, that was fast. Alright, I am dead. Okay. So this is an interesting fight. So we have to kill all of our friends and then revive them. And when we revive them, it saves them. But when he does it, or one of the other brainwashed people does it, it brings them back to him.
They will die for me!
Thanks. Let's get this bastard.
You will feel the full fury of the Lord!
Get up, Sheriff.
It will be sweeter now when you all fall.
That was crazy. But I don't think it's over yet. Keep on your toes,
I
bro.
gave you every chance, and you threw it all away. You brought the world crashing down around us. Don't you see that?
Get up, Jerome. Oh, somebody can get me up, right? Yep, Sheriff's got me.
Coming for you, deputy.
Ow.
You will feel the full
fuck happened?
fury of the Lord.
Get up, Nick. Get up, Nick.
The hands of many are stronger than a few.
You cleared my head with that bullshit.
Your pathetic mob cannot stand before the storm.
We're sure trying.
This is totally fucking crazy. What the fuck is coming back? You've got, everything you earned, everything you fought for is for nothing.
More friends to revive.
The hands of many are
Get up, Weedy.
stronger than a few.
Ah, crap.
Take him down.
You
Take
don't
him down.
know what you're doing. Only I can save you. You have to believe me.
Nah. Got him with the shovel! Yes! We got all the 4 Seed family members with shovels! Yes!
Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. And when the Lamb opened the 7th seal,
How many more seals do I gotta open so I can kill you?
there was silence in heaven. And the 7 angels before God were given 7 trumpets.
And there were noises, thunderings, lightnings, and an earthquake.
Joseph Seed, you're under
Why
arrest.
is there a siren in the distance?
And I heard a great voice from the temple say to the angels, "Go your ways, and pour from the vials the wrath of God upon the earth."
What the? Please don't be what I think. That's a nuke.
It is finished, child.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sing great.
Leave him! Why are you taking him?
Hudson, you take him back! We gotta go!
He was right.
Get moving! Run!
There's no way this is just sheer coincidence, right? Like, he totally planned this.
Jesus fucking Christ, kid. You see this shit? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, get to the goddamn bunker now!
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Holy crap, this is crazy.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Stop saying that we're gonna die. We're gonna be fine.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no! Why, though? I didn't kill anybody. There are multiple bombs? Oh, boy. Holy crap, this is insane. I hope the world doesn't end tonight. We have got to move. Dutch's bunker is like the only place left that's safe. But how many bombs are going off right now? Shut up, Pratt. Shut up, Pratt. We're gonna be fine. Okay, maybe not super fine. We're gonna be a little irradiated, but we're gonna be fine. Holy crap, this is insane. Oh, man. Holy crap, that's so crazy. God damn it, Pratt, you distracted me and now we crashed. Is that the sheriff? They're all dead. They're all dead? Am I gonna die? Did I pick the wrong ending? What is going on? What is this ending?
Attention. This is the emergency broadcast system. Take shelter immediately. Take shelter immediately.
What is going on?
This is not a drill. Repeat. This is not a drill.
Not
You know what
Dutch.
this means? It means the politicians have been silenced. It means the corporations have been erased. It means the world has been cleansed by God's righteous fire. most of all, it means I was right. The collapse has come. The world as we know it is over. I waited so long. I waited so long for the prophecy that God whispered in my ear to be fulfilled. I prepared my family for this moment. And you took them from me. I should kill you for what you've done.
I mean, you could. That'd probably be the logical thing to do.
But you're all I have left now.
What?
You're my family.
What?
And when the world is ready to be born anew, we will step into the light. I am your father. And you are my child. And together we will march to Eden's gate.
Wow. Wow, just what? Holy crap. That was an ending. There's no way he was there. He had to have planned that. It's totally planned by him. It had to have been. It's like there's no way that like 5 or 6 nuclear bombs would go off because I killed a few people. People die every day. It doesn't mean that bombs go off. It's just weird. But that was a good ending, I have to admit. Yeah, that's not exactly what I was expecting at all. I was just expecting us to wrap up what we'd started. I didn't expect the world to end. Or as far as we know, the world is over, but, like, it's probably just Hope County, honestly. It's probably just Hope County that was destroyed in that explosion, honestly. So let's see. Oh, wow. That's a new main menu screen. So yeah, the game is over, and apparently so is the world. But don't worry, the deputy and Joseph Seed are waiting in a bunker somewhere, ready to come out and lead the survivors, I guess. I don't know. One heck of an ending. Alright guys, so as promised, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the game. So this is gonna be 100% spoilers, because, well, duh, we're at the end of the game, so expect spoilers about the story. That should go without saying. The whole overall story was awesome. I loved the story of this game. Each of the 3 regions had these 3 completely individual stories about each of the 3 siblings and how they've screwed with the people of the regions. You could play them in any order. It's like, you're kind of suggested to go to John first. John's kind of easier. And then you're, like, my reasoning was John is kind of the recruitment guy, so he's new soldiers. Jacob is current soldiers in training. And Faith is morale. So you go and you take out the recruitment so they can't get more. Their morale, so they lose morale. And they get upset with their leaders, and then you take out the standing army, and then the leader is left with nothing. And that's exactly what I did. And I enjoyed the way I justified the structure that I went about, but you can play it however you want. You can go to Jacob first, you can go to Faith first, you can do any of them in any order. It's awesome. I'm kind of interested to see now how playing the different endings, or how playing the different regions in different orders changes the cutscenes. That would be pretty interesting. My thought on the ending is that it is entirely what I didn't expect, but honestly, like, with so little context as to why that happened, it leaves the future of this series up in the air. Like, unless they want to set this in some dystopian future next time, or they're planning like a Blood Dragon style DLC that is like in a post-apocalyptic Hope County with radioactive zombies and stuff, that would be interesting. But that would tie in very well, and I think that would actually improve my standing on the end of the game. But this ending just seems so cataclysmic that I can't tell if it's actually the real and like canon ending of the game. Of course, we won't know that until Far Cry 6 or whatever it's called comes out. I do know the other ending. The other ending is basically you walk away. You take the sheriff and the 2 other deputies, and you get in the truck and you go leave. But on your way out of Hope County, only you comes over the radio, and then the screen cuts to black. So you can only assume that your character goes into a vicious, murderous rampage and kills all your friends, and then probably goes back to Joseph to help him out, I guess. But that ending almost seems more fitting for the actual, like, continuation of this series. So honestly, either ending is really good, but it all kind of depends on how you feel. Like, do you feel like your character at the end of this game feels like he can't stop now, or it's like he's done so much that he needs to stop? And I made my choice, and I got my ending, and it's really up to your personal choice as to what ending you want to get at the end of the game. It's like, do you feel like you've done enough? Do you feel like the pain you've inflicted on the other side is substantial to the pain that they've inflicted, and you need to walk away before more pain happens? Or do you want to end this because Joseph is a bad guy, and he's done terrible things, and you gotta stop him? That's why I picked that ending. The gameplay in this game is fun. It's crazy. It's sporadic, and that's what makes Far Cry. The Far Cry 3, 4, and 5 have that sort of gameplay. I never played Primal, but I played Far Cry 3 and 5, and I played a bit of 4, like a demo or something. And I know it's like this crazy sporadic. You can have tons of guns. Like, I had the bow and an AR and a shotgun and a revolver. But you could go into this game with a rocket launcher, a flamethrower, a 1911, and a SMG. I saw a guy on Reddit had a lever action rifle and 3 revolvers as his setup, as like an old western setup. And you can play the game however you want. You can go about taking down the cult in the areas however you want. You can do it by destroying things, capturing outposts, doing story missions. There's a crap ton of story missions that I didn't even do. There's an outpost. I know I only missed one outpost in the whole game, and it was in Jacob's region. But you don't even have to do any of the outposts. You just can only do story missions and still finish the area. And it's awesome. There's tons of different side missions that do a bunch of crazy stuff, as we saw, like the Testicle Festival, which was weird. But this world that they built for Far Cry 5, it feels lived in, it feels real, and it feels like you came into this world, became a part of it, and changed it. And over time, you feel the changes you made affect the rest of the world. When you free the entire Holland Valley area, you feel like you've actually accomplished something, like you've changed something. And that's how I felt throughout the whole game, is that I was changing something. I was actually doing good by the people who lived there. And that was a really good feeling to have, and it's a good feeling that the game kept going. Like, some of the things were weird. Enemy AI was just so bad in places. One moment, none of them could be spotting you, and none of them are shooting at you, even though they all know where you are. To, now they know where you are, and they're calling in reinforcements, and they're all pinning you down into one location. Like, they go from knowing what they're doing to not knowing what they're doing, and it's kind of weird. and so that's kind of a minor issue. It's kind of like a 0.5 off, like 0.5 points off the score really is the AI. The hunting and fishing in this game is so fun and so good. The fishing, I heard from an article that the fishing in this game was, the fishing minigame was basically created with consultation from actual fishermen. So it's the most realistic fishing that they could possibly make. And the hunting is awesome, being able to sell all this stuff. I kind of wish they would have put in a mechanic that's like, if you don't sell this stuff almost as soon as you get it, it kind of goes bad, and you get less for it or something like that. I also wish that they would have done a bit better with vehicles. Walking around in Hope County is awesome. I loved the scenery. The graphics are awesome. Every single wide open area, forest, and building, everything looks amazing in this game. It's probably it's the best looking Far Cry game to date, of course, because it's the newest one. It's one of my favorite like graphic-wise, favorite games that I've ever played. And it looks very good. I don't know if I can say it looks realistic. It definitely looks realistic in some parts, but of course, that kind of realistic setting, non-realistic actions is kind of Far Cry staple, and that's how I felt in this game, and it was perfect. But the vehicles thing, like, walking around is fun, but when I'm walking along the side of the road for like 300 meters, and my objective is like 1,000 meters away, and there's no cars on the road, no Peggy vehicles coming up, I want a system where there's like a vehicle delivery, like in Just Cause. Just Cause has a great delivery system where like you shoot up a flare, or you throw down a beacon or something, and they deliver a vehicle right to you. Like, that could have easily been done in this game, just like give you a flare gun and you shoot it up and get a resistance menu, and you can call in like reinforcements, or you can call in a vehicle, or you can call in just for a pickup, you can call in for a resupply, things like that. That would have been an amazing mechanic that I feel like was a missed opportunity. The characters in this game, they felt real. They felt really real. A lot of the commentary that was made about the characters, like, by the characters, like Joseph, about the end of the world, and how, like, modern activities are kind of teetering us towards the edge, it makes sense, especially nowadays. Like, you look at the Doomsday Clock. I know that's not a really good representation of is this world ending or not, but the Doomsday Clock is, like, really close to up. Like we're really close to Doomsday. And really, his reasoning for, like, we should like make everybody safe, it was a good reason to do it. He just kind of went about it the wrong way, and he's also a psychopath, so that kind of hindered his plans. Each of the area's resistance groups were really cool to interact with. Each one, like I said, feeling not completely separate stories, but okay, yeah, they felt like separate stories. And that was kind of another thing that I didn't like, is that there wasn't really much interconnectivity between each of the three regions. Like, none of the big groups in those regions were working together, or there was no more communication from one region when you, like, left it and went to do something else in another region. And the only person that was, like, connected with you was Dutch. And, like, you have all these allies, but then as soon as you leave, they're like, okay, bye, I don't need to talk to you anymore. And that kind of was disappointing. That's another 0.5 off, honestly, for me, is the fact that there wasn't much interconnectivity, and that would have made the game feel so much more real. Like, you meet up with the people in Falls End, and then you go to the jail, and you're like, hey, you'd like my buddy Pastor Jerome over in Falls End. He's great. He's a resistance guy. You should go meet up with him. And then that connects the two regions, and in, like, a bigger force against Joseph, instead of, like, what feels like three separate forces coming together against a common enemy. It just, and they not even feel like they're coming together. They feel like they're meeting in one place and going after the same guy. What else can I say? Jeez. The variety in weaponry was awesome. I loved that. The melee weapons were great. The shovel was awesome. The live events were a great addition to the game so that I could get more rewards as I played, and it gives me a reason to come back after I've beaten the game. Arcade mode is one I want to talk about. Its inclusion is awesome, but I don't know if I'd say it's a good mode itself. A lot of the better maps are like the pre-built maps built by Ubisoft, and it's a great platform for user maps, and it also allows it to have a multiplayer mode where there's like a multiplayer shooter and whatever. But did it need that? I would have much rather had an expanded 3 or 4 player co-op than a multiplayer mode. Like, if I want to go play a multiplayer shooter, I go pick up Call of Duty or Battlefield. I don't want to play my Far Cry game as a multiplayer shooter, and it doesn't really work as a multiplayer shooter. It works as a fun game to play with your friends, and I do love the inclusion of co-op. I didn't get to play much co-op. I played a little bit with my buddy the other day, but like, the co-op in this game is awesome. Playing with your friends is the best draw of the game. So why couldn't we just have a thing like, oh, you can only have 3 companions? Okay. So you and 2 friends can play co-op together. I would have much rather have that than a multiplayer game where it's like a 4-on-4 shooter or a 6-on-6 shooter. It just feels out of place. Like, there was a multiplayer mode in Far Cry 3, but that felt unnecessary too. And honestly, like, I don't want to take a whole point off for the multiplayer mode, but just its odd inclusion and its weird, like, out of place nature in the game makes me want to take a full point off for including the multiplayer. The multiplayer's pretty decent for being a multiplayer shooter, but it doesn't feel like it should be in a Far Cry game. It feels like Ubisoft just kind of stuck it in there to appease people and be like, hey, you want to play COD? Well, you shouldn't play COD. Come play Far Cry. We've got a multiplayer game mode, and you can just play Far Cry with your friends instead of playing that game. And that kind of felt like its only reason was to draw in more people to this game. And that's not a reason you should put something in the game. You should put it in the game because it feels like it belongs in the game. And everything else really does. So, it's hard, but I think I'm only going to take off half a point for the inclusion of multiplayer. Which means that the final score for Far Cry 5 is an 8.5 out of 10. This is a definite recommend, and I would definitely give it a recommendation to anyone who enjoys the Far Cry series, who enjoys shooters, who just enjoys sitting back, relaxing, like, you know, chilling on your couch and playing a game that you don't really have to pay that much attention to the story. I mean, the story's great and all. I love the story of this game, I mentioned that. But you can honestly just sit back in a chair, relax, you know, crack up a cold one or something, and just play this game. Like, it's fun. It's dumb fun, the game. And that's what everyone loves about the Far Cry series, is that it's got a good story, but really, you don't have to pay much attention to it, because it's just a fun, sporadic, crazy adventure. So once again, the final score for this game is an 8.5 out of 10. Definite recommend. If you own an Xbox or a PS4 or a PC, go pick this game up. Go pick this game up, especially if you have friends that own it. And of course, if you're on PC, definitely be careful about the system requirements. I don't want to recommend a game to you that your PC can't run. I don't want your PC failing on you. But definitely go pick this game up, guys. So this has been the Far Cry 5 series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing this game. It was a fun ride. I'm kind of sad it's over, and I'm honestly going to hit that continue button and go back in and start doing some of those side missions that I missed. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.